This is the BEnergyAware Podcast. Once again, welcome to the BEnergyAware Podcast, brought to you by Get Empowered Audiobook and Patreon. You can find a link to both in the description of this episode. If we look back in history, we can notice that because of the circumstances and certain times that people were living in, they would have to compromise themselves, who they were and what they believed in, just to make it through life and achieve things. And those who tried to oppose that which was imposed on them were thought of as rebels, or if nothing else, difficult to work with. People who showed strength and character and a healthy sense for what is right, and who fought for what they believed in and stood up for it. And you won't be surprised if I call them highly sensitive. If you search for them throughout the human history, you will find them, and not just a few. Today, in 2021, we once again have choices to make. If you're a highly sensitive person, then it's probably very difficult for you to make any compromises. Why? Because you know what's right and what's wrong. And if you know yourself enough, then you know what works for you and what doesn't work for you, and you get to choose accordingly. Are you brave enough to make those choices? Do you think you can be fully yourself and make it through life and thrive? Can you stay true to yourself and make the best choices for yourself? If you follow what feels right, you might find yourself making zero compromise, while seeing others around you still making choices that compromise themselves and who they are. And do not let that discourage you. The worst thing I think that can happen to anyone is to lose themselves. This is a time to really trust yourself and hold steady. To risk losing yourself is something to consciously avoid doing. It takes effort, it takes strength, but it's worth it in the end. Perhaps better choices in the past were difficult to make, but they might be easier to make today. And they might include very little compromise, or even none at all. Let me know whether you think you can make uncompromising choices or not. Get in touch with me through Instagram at BEnergyAware or through my website, BEnergyAware.com. And please leave a review on Apple Podcasts. That always means a lot to me. And of course, please share this podcast with your friends. I'm Bran, your host, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.